If you're moving to Maryland, your search has almost certainly led you to one of the two wealthiest, highest ranking, and most competitive counties in the entire state: Howard County and Montgomery County. These two suburban titans border each other, share incredible public resources, and command some of the highest real estate values in the Mid-Atlantic. Living in them feels completely different though. I'm Scott Moran, Maryland's tallest realtor, and today we're executing an exhaustive showdown between Howard and Montgomery County. We're gonna dig into the macro real estate data, look at how Montgomery County's current invisible inventory surge is changing buyer leverage, map out the massive public transit divide, run our signature tall test on the local housing styles, and break down the exact cost of living metrics. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which county wins a spot in your moving truck. Let's break down the data. Let's look at the baseline numbers because a massive divergence is unfolding right under our feet. Historically, Montgomery County has been the more expensive market. That remains true. The median sales price in Montgomery County is sitting right around $618,000. But here's the massive insider trend. Montgomery County is currently experiencing an invisible inventory surge. Active listings across Montgomery and Prince George's County have quietly spiked 25%. Reaching a total pool of 2,700 homes on the market. Now, what's wild is that new listings are actually down 5%. So why is inventory growing? Because homes are taking significantly longer to sell. The average days on market to secure a contract in Montgomery County has jumped from 19 to 30 days. This means that buyer demand has cooled down just enough that price reductions are starting to pile up. If you're looking at Montgomery County right now, you finally have negotiating power, room for inspections, and seller flexibility that didn't exist just 1 year ago. Let's pivot across the county line into Howard County. Howard is acting as a low supply powerhouse. Our median home price is hovering around $568,000. But unlike Montgomery County, our active listing inventory remains incredibly squeezed, running nearly 17% lower than last year. While our median days on market has ticked up slightly to 26 days, turnkey single-family homes and townhomes in Columbia or Ellicott City are still flying off the market in under 8 days with multiple offers. In short, Montgomery County gives you more active options and price flexibility right now, but Howard County offers a slightly lower median entry point, but forces you to compete in a much tighter inventory box. Next, let's look at the sheer scale of those two regions because this dictates how much time you spend sitting in traffic. Montgomery County is massive. It's a mega suburb housing over 1 million residents. Because of its layout, it's built around a distinct urban corridor along the 270 and Rockville Pipe Track. From a transit perspective, Montgomery County completely dominates. It's directly plugged into the Washington Metro Red Line with major transit hubs in Bethesda, Rockville, Silver Spring, and Shady Grove. If your career is based inside the DC core and you want a true car-free commute option, Montgomery County train infrastructure is a massive victory. Howard County, by comparison, is much more compact and boutique, with a population hovering around 335,000 people. We do not have the DC Metro subway line out here. Instead, our mass transit relies on the Mark Penn and Camden lines. These stations, along with Dorsey and Laurel, zip you into DC Union Station or downtown Baltimore. From a highway perspective, Howard County is the ultimate crossroads. We are perfectly positioned between Baltimore and DC via 95, Route 29, and 100. If your household has one spouse commuting to Baltimore and the other heading down to DC, Howard County often is the only geographic location that keeps both commutes under 45 minutes. If you live deep in Montgomery County, traveling up to Baltimore for work is a brutal daily haul. Let's run our signature tall test across these county lines because the historical development eras of these two regions have created vastly different structural scales. In Montgomery County, particularly in older, highly coveted downtown pockets like Bethesda, Chevy Chase, or Silver Spring, the housing stock is heavily dominated by mid-century brick colonials, Cape Cods, and older ramblers built in the 40s through 60s. These homes are packed with classic charm, but they fail my tall test on multiple fronts. We're talking narrow, enclosed staircases, standard 8-foot ceilings, and basements where low-hanging ductwork will have anyone over 6 feet tall constantly ducking. To get modern, grand-scale architecture with 9-foot or vaulted ceilings in down County Montgomery, you either have to buy a massive custom teardown or build starting around $1.5 million, or move up into the county near Clarksburg. Howard County's housing landscape was shaped much later, heavily influenced by the 1970s through 1990s master plan development of Columbia. Even our standard townhomes in Columbia feature open, multi-level split designs, vaulted ceilings, and expansive floor-to-ceiling windows that prioritize a sense of volume and natural light. If we look at communities like Maple Lawn in Fulton, the neo-traditional builds are entirely tailored for modern scale, meaning grand entryways and standard 9-foot ceilings are the baseline, not a luxury upgrade. If your family values vertical space and open concept flow without paying an extreme custom premium, Howard County's overall housing stock is much more tall-friendly out the box. Let's pull out the calculator and look at the real numbers that impact your bank account every single month, because Maryland's tax structure requires careful planning. Both counties impose a local income tax, piggybacked on top of the state income tax, and both are sitting right at the state legal maximum of 3.2%. So from an income tax standpoint, it's a wash. But let's look at property taxes and municipal fees. In Howard County, the base property tax sits at $1.04 per $100 of assessed value, plus a 20.6-cent fire and rescue tax. If you buy a $600,000 home, your base annual tax is roughly $7,500. If you buy right inside Columbia boundaries, you also have the annual Columbia Association fee that could be $1,200 to $1,500, funding the community paths and fitness centers. In Montgomery County, the average effective tax rate floats right around 0.94%. On that same $600,000 home, your tax bill will land closer to $5,640 a year. You save almost $2,000 a year in base property taxes by choosing Montgomery County. However, remember the real estate baseline. You're paying a higher median purchase price in Montgomery County, meaning your initial loan amount and your monthly interest payment at a current 6.5% rate will quickly absorb those tax savings. It's a balance of paying more upfront for the asset versus paying more over time for a localized civic tax. So when the dust settles on this suburban showdown, which county takes the crown? If you want a massive transit-oriented mega suburb with direct DC metro access, more active inventory and options, and price flexibility to negotiate with sellers right now, Montgomery County is the winner. But if you want a central crossroad, perfectly wedged between Baltimore and DC, modern open concept layouts that easily pass the tall test, and a slightly lower median entry point in tight-knit master plan communities, Howard County is where you need to plant your roots. Every family's daily commute, financial blueprint, and physical frame is completely different. If you're planning a move anywhere across these central Maryland county lines over the next 90 days, let's build your custom strategy. Click the link right now, down in the description, to lock a 15-minute Zoom discovery call directly with my calendar. I'm Scott Moran, Maryland's tallest realtor. Let's find the county and the home that perfectly fits your life. Now, go enjoy that break. I'll see you in the next one.